Good morning, everyone. This is Maher Sonbol. I'm a clinical therapist at Clean Path Recovery. And today and for the upcoming couple of times here, we will talk about a series of communication topics. Today, I chose for you one of the very important aspects of communication, which is listening. And listening is not just the word listening. Listening, it's an art. Listening, it's things you have to do and I have to do, and everyone just part of the communication needs to know it, to excel it, and to practice it. Active listening, it's I will say like more than 70% of the proper communication, more than the other things. Because as much as we listen carefully, as much as we can make sure that we are making sure that we can communicate effectively. And communication, before going into the active listening, it's very important to relate people together. So communicating, it's in everything. It's in our social life, it's in our working life, it's in our personal life, it's in our relational life, it's in our parenting life. So it's in every place. Communication is a key factor that it can turn things to the positive direction, or it can turn it to the very, very negative direction. So communication is important, and active listening is key factor in communication. What we need to do in active listening, we need to know at the beginning that we listen with 3 E's. We listen with 3 E's. The first E we listen with, the normal thing, is our ears. So that's very normal and basic. What other 2 E's? The second one is we listen with our eyes. So it's very important while we are listening to someone that our eyes can recognize the non-verbal communication, which will be our topic next time about the non-verbal communication. That's why E of the eye, the second one, is very, very important. And the third one, the third E is the emotion. Because if we are listening for a person that he or she with no emotion in what they're talking, like for example, if someone just get from the door outside and tell us there is a fire outside in the parking lot with this tone, will not take him or take her serious. But if they just come into the room quickly and say, hey guys, there is a fire in the parking lot, then we'll take an action immediately, because we didn't just hear to his message, we felt his message. So in active listening, while we're using our 3 E's, our eyes, our emotions, we have things we need to do it, and we have things we need not to do it. So what are the things we need to do? The things we need to do it first and foremost is to give the person coming seeking for us a communication, or to talk with us, or someone coming reaching me and telling me, hey, I need to talk with you. Okay, first of all, if I agree that I will go and listen to this person, I need to give full attention, undivided attention. I can't like listen to someone while my mind is rotating or revolving in a different issues, even if it's very important and serious issues. I need to take care about that. I need to make sure my mind totally focusing with the person in front of me, speaking with me. And it's on the other side, it's another kind of respect, because if you're not giving full attention to the person in front of you, this is showing you're not respecting or valuing the person that he or she is talking with you. So the first thing is we need to give undivided attention to the people that we are listening to them. The second thing is that while the other partner talking with us, every now and then we need to make a sort of restating and summarizing. Restating, it's making sure that what we're hearing is the right message the person telling to us. We need to understand and to let the person in front of us as well getting the message that we really listening and with real care, and by restating and saying, just let me to make sure what I heard from you now, that you want to tell me this and this and this. And this is what's meant by restating, to make sure that you heard the message correctly. It's like every few paragraphs or every few sentences, if the person in front of you start to give a pause, this is a good time to make restating at a point, or sometimes after a while to make a summarizing. Okay, so I understand that you meant by what you want to tell me that you need to have this and to have that and to do this and to do that. So this is like a quick summarizing about what I heard. So it's either restating and summarizing. So number one, let's do undivided attention, and the number two, we need to make the proper restating and summarizing. And number three, we need to make the what's called the encouragers. The encouragers to allow the person proceed and continue in talking. And this is just giving little of non-verbal sometimes, and sometimes a very short verbal words like, okay, yes, I understand. Or I just use my head and nodding my head. This is giving impression to the person in front of me who is talking to me that I'm listening and I'm encouraging him to continue. I'm not getting bored of what he or she is saying. I'm just following through what he or she is saying. So this little encouragers, it's helping very much the person in front of me to understand I'm listening perfectly, and I'm not bored, and I'm not fed up, or I'm not just frustrated, or I'm belittled what the topic or the message he or she is talking with us. Number four, we need to make a kind of validating. We need to make sure of we are acknowledging the topic the person discussing with us. Whatever this topic is, we need to respect others. We need to respect others' point of view. Maybe it's not that very much interest for us, but it's interest for the person talking with us. We can see this easily between the talk of a young kid talking to his father or to his mother. From his point of view, like talking about my game today in the recess, it's like a big thing, and running to his father and telling him, hey dad, listen to me, I did that at the recess, I was playing, and while I'm playing I just fall on the ground, then I stand up, then I got the ball, and while the dad like coming from work and he was very tired and he has many bigger issues at his work, if he's not listening with real care, understanding what his son telling him, that this is as well from the point of view of the son, this is the precious and value topic he like to share it. So validating the value and the topic you're talking with me is giving me respect, is giving me that you really understand me and you really respect what I'm saying, and you're really willing to listen to what I'm saying. And the last thing in what we need to do is to interact properly. And interacting, it will include some kind of feedback. We might need to offer it if it's needed, and sometimes a kind of understanding the message and getting notes about what's had been told to us, and promise to that, yes, okay, if you need me from what I heard to do 1, 2, 3, then I will do that, and give a promise to do that. So the interaction is related to what you heard from the topics. So that's what we need to do. Quickly, we need to listen with undivided attention. We need to make a proper restating and summarizing to what we're listening. We need to make a little of encouragers to make the person continue talking. We need to make sure that we are validating and acknowledging the topic, whatever the topic is interest or not interest for us. We need to respect the person talking with us and listen to him. And the last thing is to interact by giving feedback or promises or action we need to take it. There's quick things we need to get away from it while we're listening. It's very, very, very important to take care about that. Number one, interruption. To interrupt people talking, that's not okay. We need to make sure that people have the proper and full and fair chance to present their message. They are the people coming and seeking someone to listen, or even into communication, normal communication between me and any other person. I need to give this person proper time to represent his or her message. Interrupting is not respecting as well. And as you see, it's related. Communication and respect is very interrelated together, because if I'm respecting the person in front of me, I can't shut him down or shut her down. I need to give her or him the time to talk and without interruption. And if I need to give a comment or restate or validate, I need to make sure this is when the person in front of me give a pause about what he's talking, and not just getting in the middle of what he's saying or what she's saying and then give my opinion. And the other thing is that we don't need to do it to jump into conclusions. And it's happening by the time that if I'm thinking about what the person talking and my mind busy with what he or she's saying, and I'm trying to prepare replies about what you need, just to give time for you to really, number one, listen carefully, and number two, to digest what you heard and to understand it and accordingly to reply. But quick impulsive replies will not reach anything except you're interrupting and you are not giving the proper active listening. You're just giving quick conclusion, judgments, trying to fix, trying to help, and that's not helping. You need to listen, and I need to listen to the person to continue. So another thing that we need to get away from it while we're doing active listening, we need to listen with care, not with curiosity, which is two different things. With care, I'm caring to listen to the person talking to me. I'm respecting him or her. I'm with the real care, I'm listening to it. But I don't need to reach the curiosity of like the person talking about something and I start, I need to know more about this. I need to get deeper. If the person not allowing me to know more or to get deeper in the topic he is speaking about, we need to respect that. We don't need to push the other person to disclose things he's not now ready to talk about it, or he's not willing even at all to talk about it. We need to give this kind of respect. So number one, we don't need to jump to a conclusion. We don't need to listen with curiosity. And definitely the first thing is we are not interrupting. The last thing is we are valuing every topic we are hearing. And even if we're feeling that we are not very much interested in the topic, as far as you see the person in front of you, respect the person, even the topic not match your value. Value the person, make respect to the person. This is the main thing. The main important thing is the person you're dealing with, not only the topic you're hearing or you're communicating with. So in general, it's important for communication to listen, and to listen actively, and then you can accordingly either to take an action to reply, or to take in notes, or to take an action, or to give promises, or to do any other thing. But number one, listen, because when you listen, the very simple thing will happen, that you will understand what's really going on. So listen with the time that you can process what you heard, and then accordingly you can react. Next time we will talk about the non-verbal communication, which is another important thing, that it will help us to communicate effectively and efficiently with other people. Thank you very much for today, and I'd like to see you later. Bye-bye.